We're at the breaking point. We've gone beyond less. We can't do it anymore.
California State Parks, a hub of outdoor fun. They can be packed or they can be isolated. Either way, you want you and your family to be safe, with peace officers present and help at the ready when you need it.
50% of our parks are so critically understaffed that they're not safe.
Not safe due to a critical shortage in the number of peace officer park rangers.
I wouldn't go, I wouldn't recreate, and I wouldn't tell my family to go or recreate in them.
Why not?
There's no eyes there to make sure that the people who are causing problems get taken care of, whether it's medicals, search and rescue, or law enforcement. There's just not enough bodies to handle it. I'd say in about 50% of the parks.
Just how many parks are there? And how many rangers?
Based on the data we have available, we've gone from 496 to 285.
285 rangers. That's a big decline from 2012's 496. Yet the number of park visitors is skyrocketing.
When you have park areas like here at Anza Borrego, which has over 450,000 acres, in 1 month last year, they had 750,000 park visitors. Currently, they have 4 peace officers assigned to this unit of 450,000 acres, which had 750,000 visitors in 1 month last year.
And keep in mind, those 4 peace officer park rangers are not all working at the same time.
And you need law enforcement. Having law enforcement and having someone there is a deterrent to the idiots doing their thing. If they know that there's a chance they're going to run into somebody who has the authority to deal with them, they'll think twice.
My office, they had about 15 peace officers, and right now we're down to probably 7, but this last summer we had 5 rank and file rangers out in the field. We were borrowing and stealing from other units who were short-staffed, and you know, we had record attendance.
There's no question these parks become as populated as cities.
You know, there are some dangerous people that come to parks. Saw there was a murder suspect that was arrested up in Ventura County in the state park. You know, we've had our share. We had a stabbing this last summer. We have multiple domestic violence, dangerous calls where people are armed, people are high on drugs. We used to have 24-hour coverage in the summertime, at least on the weekends, because I have 8,000 people in my campground. 8,000 people camping. It's a small city and things happen.
Crime is a big thing, and I would be less likely to go to parks where my car's going to get broken into. I'm going to have difficulties with somebody taking the tent.
A father reports his son's dirt bike was stolen as they slept in their camp at Hollister Hills State Vehicular Recreation Area. A fatal off-road accident in Ocotillo Wells State Park. Groping suspects sought in jogger assaults at San Bruno Mountain State Park. Diver found dead at Salt Point State Park. Boy missing in cold waters of American River in Folsom. State Park sites. Man killed at Half Moon Bay State Beach. In California Recreation. State Park ranger found and detained an attempted murder suspect in Cambria. Fishing boat runs aground at El Capitan State Beach. Jedediah Smith. These are all headlines in which crimes or preventable accidents have taken place at California state parks.
If you're going to have people out in the backcountry, you know, stuff happens out there, you know, and you want to be able to cover emergencies.
So what happens when there's a crime or emergency in progress inside a state park? No doubt 911 is called, but be prepared to be put on hold.
I mean, they don't answer right away, which is scary. And when you have one dispatcher working, you know, 35 parks at the same time.
It's not uncommon to have one dispatcher for 40, 50, 60 officers in the field. Other departments are 1 to 4. And we're 1 to 40.
So what's happening within the State Parks Department that has created this recipe for delayed response and putting the public and peace officers at risk?
You know, people are leaving the department, a lot of retirements, and they're just not keeping up with backfill. We're doing all these things to raise revenue within parks. What is the public getting out of that? What service are they getting out of that?
For State Parks Peace Officer Rangers, the needs are clear. More peace officer rangers and dispatchers are desperately needed, highlighting a call for recruitment and retention.
Retention is salaries. Absolutely, that's a portion of it. but it's working hours. They're working 6/10s at this time just to try to provide the staffing levels that we currently can have. It's really hard to retain somebody at that salary with that schedule and that demand upon them.
Outfit Peace Officer Rangers with industry standard equipment.
The department isn't keeping up with industry standards. There has been no investment into technology. We're not keeping up with the rest of the departments in the state. No tasers, no MDTs.
We have a taser pilot program that was supposed to run for 1 year. It's now in its 3rd or 4th year. So some officers have tasers and some don't. And we can't get an answer as to why the rest of the department hasn't been outfitted with them. Maybe someone's having a mental breakdown and they're threatening themselves, or maybe a family member, and we only have a gun to go to. We can't use a taser. It makes it more dangerous for the public, the suspect, everyone in the area, where if we had a less lethal tool that we could deploy, you know, it makes us safer and the public safer. And we've been asking why we don't have them, and we haven't really got a good answer. There's no one pushing for the tools that we need to do our jobs to keep the public safe and to keep the park safe.
Tools including well-maintained emergency response and patrol vehicles that can withstand a park's tough terrain.
We have vehicles that have mileage on them, that have constant repairs, where you're spending more money on repairs than you could on a brand new vehicle. And then when we do get vehicles, to get them outfitted properly with the communications equipment so that we could talk to our dispatch, we can ask for backup. There are vehicles that have sat years in warehouses waiting to get outfitted.
The Resource Protection Peace Officers Association believes the California State Parks Department is a department in crisis.
Not having proper staffing, not having proper backup is a huge threat to rangers and lifeguards. So much that I get calls and the calls go, hey, you know, I told my wife that if I get killed on the job to look at the staffing levels and sue the department, right? Like that's how bad it is. I mean, I get calls from field rangers saying, you know, I'm by myself. I just fought with the guy for 6 minutes. No one came to help me. Now I'm injured. You know, that's the real deal.
These Peace Officer Rangers are sworn to protect and serve, but feel
Handcuffed. You're handcuffed on doing your job.